Hello and welcome to Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television. I am Kende Bodun.
And I am Henry Igwebike.
We are delighted to start the day with you. As always, we begin with a quick look at today's newspaper headlines before diving into the main conversation of the day. Trust me, you don't want to miss a moment with us. You can join the conversation by liking, following us on all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV7. You can also share. Thank you. Okay, so joining us this morning is Adeola Shoeton. He's a journalist and a social activist, and he will be sharing expert insights on the issues before us. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning to you, sir. Happy New Year. This the first time we're having you in 2000.
Happy New Year. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
So our lovers will start with the Punch newspaper for today.
Okay.
On the top strip, we have 2027 ADC faction eyes Jonathan Saraki Makinde alliance.
Okay, beside that, we have counter-insurgency. U.S. delivers military supplies to Nigeria.
Finally, lots of people will say that's what they have been looking for, but some other people will say that is not exactly. But let's take a look at other stories. Nigeria, UAE scraps tariffs on over 13,000 goods. Okay,
we also have victims identify alleged or church attackers in court.
And also, federal roads spending soars 489% to 3.23 trillion naira.
And the big story here on the Punch newspaper, we have governor's budget 525 billion naira for security as killings spread.
Yes, and particularly from that same story, a rider we have is security votes jump 40% since 2023. Borno, Anambra, Delta, record high budget. Northeast, Southeast leads. Mr. Shoyinto, I'd love us to speak to this issue. This money ordinarily should have gone to development, should have gone to providing welfare for the people, education, healthcare system for these people, but it's been diverted to security because that is the reigning thing in town. Of what good is this to governance in Nigeria today?
Well, we all know that the first duty of government is security of lives and property. So ordinarily, one should look at it as a good thing, ordinarily. But it can't be when you subject it to the reasons for this insecurity, which is basically bad economy and its governance. So such money should have been put into resolving the causes of this insecurity, which include unemployment, hunger, starvation, So, that should have been the thing, because what they are doing now is to curb the effect, not curbing or resolving the causes. But don't forget too, during security period is a good way to loot public fund, because security budget is always like, just let them do it because you want to be secure. But when you look at it over the years, you discover that the more budget for security, the more the insecurity. So what that means is that politicians may be using that as part of the war chest for the election. But if you budget for agriculture, if you budget for road, those ones are, or even education, those ones are easily monitored or non-monitorable by the members of public. If you say security, of course everybody is under insecurity. So, that would be an avenue to loot public money on the basis of that. And that is why many of them are not doing much about it, despite the budget. Don't forget that the first budget at the top, at the federal level, has been increasing astronomically, yet the bandits and terrorists have continued to take territories, expanding. It used to be Borno, northeast axis. Today they are in southwest, they are in middle belt, they are in places they are not before. So I don't see maximum money pumping security are being used effectively Instead of that, if you have cases of youth unemployment, agriculture that is failing, if you have cases of dropout from school, why can't they form this huge fund to tackling the main causes of insecurity? Apart from religion, which some people are taking into a mad state. Apart from that, the economic question is the most important about the causes of insecurity. To me, that should have been. But don't forget, politicians, most of them are looters, outright corrupt. So security vote, budget for security is so easy to loot, so easy to consume than other, what I would call equally substantial sector of the economy. And of course, you had to tell them, you say they are not going to disclose. How many guns are you buying? How many police vehicles are you buying? How are you distributing? They will tell you no security information. They do. So it allows them the whole system to loot. Security fund is the easiest to loot, even though security funds are supposed to be important. That's why you have it every year. Security budget going. Even Baba Ladoja, before he died, he alluded to that during the crisis with Ladoja, when Ladoja was in power. He told the public that that Ladoja was not sharing part of security vote with him, and he had the talks and political role by his side. He can afford to cause wahala. So, but Ladoja, it's not. I mentioned it point blank that we're going to be taking about 5% of the security vote. So, invariably, it's not really to tackle security, it's to loot. Give KBC, give Edmea, give OB, give talks, give national, road transport water that are part of their political talks, give cultists, bribe media, part of it. So security vote is like a pocket money for government that you can spend at wish while buying just few AK-47 and train from people. That's what they mean by security.
Very true.
Thank you.
Yes. Unfortunately, the EFCC does not.
Mr. Shueton said something. He said security funds are, they are the easiest to lose. So I want you to just explain that within 30 seconds or 60 seconds. How is it easy? Or how is it easily for security funds to be looted?
So easy. I'll give you 2 instances. If a governor or president says they want to do this, of course we can challenge that on the basis of cost by kilometer, as we are doing on this circular road. Our states are doing active citizens are querying kilometer per road in one state to the other. So that one can be subjected to public discussion, public view, public disagreement. And because you say you want to plant, if you say you want to go into agriculture, like what Fayose did to loot the state money by these poultry. Because, when you say you want to do a poultry, everybody knows after 21 weeks to 22 weeks, layers should start laying. And if you say you have 100,000 birds, plus or minus 10% fatality, plus or minus 10% not laying, we expect to have a projection of how many crates of egg you should have it per week. So when you talk of security, it's such a bogus, ambiguous sector that they will first of all tell you, if you ask your governor now, even in different states, how many guns are you buying with this money? How many police are you training? How many jeep or security or e-laws are you buying? They will not tell you anything. They will just tell you security information.
Okay.
That's not it. Go and confirm. I'm talking from experience from those who are in government. That's what is happening. Security vote is part of the money they use to go and bury their deceased one. It's not about. what they will spend about security, maybe we're talking about 10 to 20%. But it's easier to loot. Very, very easy. Because of non-disclosure.
All right, thank you so very much. But let's move to the Guardian newspaper for today equally. Straight to the talking point. 2027, INEC laments waning public confidence in elections. Mr. Shoyinka, I'd love you to speak to us on this. Public confidence for electoral processes is dwindling by the day. APC are all over the place, hoping, praying that people will come register. They have started what they call e-registration for APC with the hope of getting 9 million voters. And the reason is because Nigerians are not happy with the way we conduct our elections. They vote for one person, INEC selects, and the judiciary stamps the person. At the end of the day, we have a deficit of leadership. So do you think this would continue in the future, especially as we approach 2027? We recorded about 25 million votes in 2023. Do you think we will go higher or lower than that in 2027?
Well, it depends on how this present leadership of INEC conduct elections. People should know that over the years, politicians should tell you, figures are written in most cases. Figures are written. I've been monitoring elections for many years. And when you go to public voters education campaign, which we organize in different states, you see INEC state chairman making pronouncement. I give you one instance. During our Govs state election, I think before the second term of market, the INEC chairman, I was there. National Orientation did a work education campaign, voter education, and I was invited to chairman the event. So I specifically, the man, the INEC state rep, specifically said that any polling unit that the card reader did not work, they will make sure they bring another card reader to work. There's not going to be any manual accreditation. That's a good one. That's a fundamental principle to make elections credible. And what happened? During the election day, many electoral booths, many election booths did not have working, the machine was not working. And people were phoning that, they didn't allow us, they are using manual. And I made a call to the man. He didn't pay my call. Because that day when he said that, as the chairman of the event, I took Mike and I asked him to emphasize that so that those media guys that have missed that state will now record it on phone. And I can recorded it on my phone because that was a very good push that, look, if this thing did not work, registration machine that is going to bring, I even asked if the one you brought didn't work, so it's going to bring another one to make sure that everybody would listen. Then about our IRA, INEC National, the first one that is not an ambassador of compensation, that one was saying it emphatically at different fora I was, which I wasn't, of course, which was that is going to be prime time announcement. I was on, I think, at Sahara Reporter studio on the day of election. And of course, I also emphasized that in happiness. By the time the Sahara Reporter crew that was going out to cover election in Lagos, I thought they were going, they were in high mood. Because election could not be, election, ghosts don't conduct elections. Process, system, rules, and individual conduct elections. And the moment you allow system rules to stay, individual processing reduces. That's the truth. Then people say, electoral reform, I ask them, what other reform you want to? What other reform? If politicians are not reforming the habit, the attitude, we have what other, tell me. We all use phone, we use ATM. What other reform you want there? You go to your ATM, Of course, you don't need to bribe anybody, you don't need to know anybody to get money. Everybody will collect dirty money, everybody will collect new notes. So everybody kills. That would have been the style. And of course, what they have done up even before the last one was those things were good enough to conduct free and fair elections. But we are dealing with rogue politicians who see election as a do or die affair. So it's not about confidence. The INEC chairman now doesn't need to speak much. Just give the basic principle. And you give promises that if it doesn't work, if this doesn't work, we are going to maintain, we are going to make sure it works, even if it takes 2 days to conduct elections. That is what people, and you follow it up, you walk the talk, and you tell all your state persons that, look, this is what you want to do. Election is so easy to conduct. After being to other countries, and you see, we even know some countries that they were having elections. People go, but election is war here, because politics to power is a high profitable industry in Nigeria. So it's not about the process or the machine, it's about individual. That's why people compromise. Go and bring the best system. They will compromise it. Except voters are very, very, very desperate to make sure that their votes were cast, and of course, the voters vote count. But don't forget, even when they have all this sort of their talks that will go to places where, when you compromise with security, they will go to places where their opponents have high support to make sure election does not take place there. That's the thing. It's about individual now. It's not about processes, electoral, whatever. No, it's not. You have seen the last election when those Sahara reporter guy came. I was one of the analysts who said, if I was clear paper, I should have been able to move. When they came back, those guys were in depression because they went out with emotions. They joke that the thing is not working, this place is not working. Even those of us in the studio, they are not seeing results being released instantly as promised. So what are you talking about? If this man there now want credibility, he can have it by acting, not by appealing to media people. But no, hack. All those things that will make you credible, fair and free, that will make elections. All those things are there. They are there. Forget you go and bring other routes. You are wasting your time when you have ropes. People do fence. Don't forget. People do fence that are higher than 20 feet. I'm robbers.
Okay.
People do fence, have dogs, have everything. They don't have dogs. Rocks will come if there's no change of attitude. That's the thing. The man should just walk the talk, waste no time on polemics, and listen not to anybody. The voters complain and adjust. If he's worshiping one devil or the other, despite being a person, he's going to go the way of others. Credibility will be lost because people are eager to vote and see their vote count.
Okay.
Credibility is under question at this point in Nigeria, and INEC is deeply involved in it. I just sincerely hope that someday, just like we trust our accounting and our taxation to foreign firms, you know, like the Deloitte, the KPMGs, I just hope that we would have an international organization that conducts elections for different countries, right? Such that we can contract them to help us conduct elections that we know is free and fair without...
that would not be okay.
because we seem not to be getting it right. We have Mahmoud Yakubu who will tell us there's glitches and will announce by 4 a.m. Yes.
They do monitor now. They do monitor. And they write stinker.
Yes, but it only appears on the newspapers, and that is it. It doesn't translate to anything else.
It exposes criminal leaders that we are calling leaders. That's what it means. If organization come, and they make stinker about your election and you didn't change, that means they are calling for social revolution. That's what it means. Because people who agree bad government to stay for some time, in as much as they have some power to vote them out. At the moment, either at the state, local government, or federal, the moment these options are closed, option of voter sending them are closed, then people are calling for protest, calling for revolution, they are calling for mass uprising. It's as simple as if we are going to get there if the election doesn't come. That's it.
All right, thank you so very much. So just to let you know that Mr. Shonington will still be here to take us on our main conversation when we return. Fayose versus Fubara, APC CSOs react as Rivers tension deepens. In the beat, Enterprise morning it is. Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.